Hi friends, log on to my website fastbeam.com and talk to me on the forums. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram.
Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I have 3 motorcycles in the 200 and 250cc segment with me right now. Over here I've already vlogged on the FZ25, but you guys have been asking me for the NS200 since such a long time, so let's vlog on this. The NS200 does look like a nice motorcycle which kind of sees a lot of inspiration from some Honda Street Fighter motorcycles. It's sizable, it's big and it's nice. This is obviously the switch for the reserve of the fuel, and this particular motorcycle isn't in the best condition, unfortunately. Center set foot pegs, nice finishing over here, especially for the rear pillion. Oh, the pillion is always rear, by the way. Alright, we just cut that. Especially for the foot pegs, for the pillion, and overall design of this motorcycle is pretty good. Chunky panels over here. The tank is also very nice and muscular, can accommodate 12 liters of fuel. Carbon fiber finish over here on this handguard, which is, by the way, aftermarket. And yes, the headlight looks mean and nice, doesn't get LEDs, but these lamps, the pilot lamps, are LEDs. This motorcycle gets indicators, so they are LEDs, but this one has modified ones. As you can see, the alloy wheels look really very nice on this particular motorcycle. And yes, Bajaj does a great job on certain styling elements of this motorcycle. You see, this also gets this aftermarket lights over here, and the front is nice and mean, might remind you of the CB1000R. Yes, it also gets an Apple logo, which increases the resale value of this motorcycle by 5 folds, and it doesn't get a windscreen visor. Well, that's a sad bit. So this is the key of the Pulsar. Let me turn it on right now. So this whole thing swipes up all the way. As you can see, the telltale lights are positioned over here. The Bajaj logo, which looks like a Bluetooth logo. This is the tachometer, this is the fuel meter, and this is the other meters over here. As you can see, it also gets a side stand indicator, a service reminder, there's a clock, there's a speedometer, there's an odometer, and twin trip meters, which can be toggled through this button. Buttons feel a bit too hard for my liking. Now if I press this switch, well, this is the blue light which turns on. Doesn't it look awesome? It actually increases the performance of this motorcycle by 0%. This is obviously a liquid cooled motorcycle, so this is the radiator over here, and it says triple spark because this engine gets triple spark technology. Overall fit finish of this motorcycle could have been better. The headlight offers absolutely pathetic throw at night, so it's completely useless, and needs a tank guard because the design of the tank is such. The seats are a bit hard. The pillion seat does offer good amount of comfort, and this motorcycle also gets this Motorbeam sticker which says lid on live on www.motorbeam.com. I don't like the tire hugger on this motorcycle and the mudguard at the rear. It is something which should be removed immediately and thrown away. And it also gets petal discs for better heat dissipation, underbelly exhaust. It gets a side stand as well as a main stand, and the rear tail light will remind you of other Pulsars. Yeah, it is very similar. So this is the rear design of this motorcycle. Thankfully, it doesn't remind you of the Pulsar RS200. And the grab rail is also chunky and functional. So the switch gear gets backlit, and this is the engine kill switch. This doesn't get a headlight switch because it gets AHO. This is the engine start button. And over here, high beam, low beam. This is for the indicator, and this is for the horn. The horn isn't that great. Turning on the motorcycle right now. Yeah, this is a shift light over here. So let me turn off this light right now. And overall, as you can see, the Pulsar NS200 does look like a nice motorcycle. Unfortunately, it's started to look dated now, but how is it to ride? Well, let's go. So let's go. Turning on the motorcycle, full swipe, turns on, feels decently refined, and here we are off. As you can see, power is concentrated in the top end on this motorcycle, and it redlines all the way till 11,000 RPM. Doesn't feel very punchy in the low end. Mid range is decent, but it's really the top end where the power comes in. Now this 200cc engine gets 4 valves and liquid cooling. Outputs are class leading 23.17 horsepower, and the torque output is brilliant at 18.3 Newton meters of torque. Now the cone set of this motorcycle is gone. It's giving me no feel and feedback at all, and the steering also feels quite heavy compared to the Apache 200. Yes, it has good amount of top end power. Refinement is decent, could have been better, but overall I would say the Apache feels slightly more refined and also better in terms of city rideability. Oh my god, the front end is completely gone. The gearbox is smooth, no denying that fact, and the clutch is also on the lighter side, but still it's a little too springy. Look at that spare wheel, haha. Anyways, here we go. So this motorcycle will return a mileage between 35 to 40 kilometers per liter depending on your riding style, and overall performance is great. Could have sounded better, doesn't sound that great, this particular motorcycle. And yes, it gets the option of front channel ABS. Well, that beats the whole point. ABS should be at both the wheels, and Bajaj is actually taking a higher premium than TVS for ABS, even though they're just giving half ABS. So that kind of sucks. Around the corners, it does handle well. The perimeter frame works brilliantly on this motorcycle. The MRF rubber also offers a lot of grip, but right now, because the cone set having gone, it just doesn't inspire much confidence to push it around corners. I love how it pulls in the top end, and I definitely love the fact that the gearing is tall, so I can hold on to one gear for longer. That certainly is quite helpful. The suspension is on the stiffer side, but ride quality is good, and the brakes aren't that great. Could have done with more stopping power. Like, honestly, I don't like the brakes on this motorcycle. I don't know why. And here we go. So it should have got slipper clutch, it should have got FI at least as an option, but hey, I'm not complaining, I'm just cribbing and crying. It remains glued to the road, higher speeds, does remain stable, but honestly I really expected Bajaj to update this motorcycle drastically, because it really deserves more updates than what it has already got. It has been 6 years and now this motorcycle has started to show its age, and yeah, lighter, more faster, better performance, more refinement and more lower end punch would certainly help matters. Some sort of vibrations and rattles are there on this motorcycle. Underbelly exhaust does little to improve the experience of the exhaust note, but in terms of outright performance, it's difficult to beat the Pulsar, especially when you compare to the Apache 200. Yes, the FC25 is faster, but this is no slouch at all. So 6-speed gearbox means that you can cruise out on the highway without any stress whatsoever. And as I pull this motor and ring it all the way to the top end, it pulls and pulls and pulls in the top end and really excites as well. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour takes just 10.5 seconds. Top speed is 151 kilometers per hour on the meter, 141 kilometers per hour on the V-box, which I tested on Motorbeam. And you can see the front end is going wobbling, wobbling, wobbling. So yeah, that is one issue. So the Pulsar NS200 is a great motorcycle, priced more than the Apache, which kind of robs away the value for money proposition, especially when you consider there is no ABS at the rear, which kind of sucks, and I've said it already. But as a motorcycle for tall riders and a motorcycle which has a lot of outright performance, especially in the top end, the Pulsar is still difficult to beat in terms of value for money. This particular motorcycle which I'm riding is priced at 1,23,000 for the non-ABS variant. The ABS version is priced at a slight premium, not a slight premium, at quite a lot of premium, 13,000 to be precise. So that costs rupees 1.36 lakhs on road Mumbai. Anyways guys, this is my review of the Pulsar NS200, and if you liked it, you know what you have to do: give it the thumbs up, that's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you in the next video real soon. Bye bye. And here we are next to the Apache.